And show you then how to export photos that we've edited out of Lightroom Classic. So you can select your photos down here that you've been working on the Develop tab, but you can select multiple photos with Shift, right? If we go to File and then go to Export, it's going to give us a series of prompts that we need to be able to answer. So we're going to export to a hard drive, even though it's going to back up to Google Drive. For the sake of order, I like it if you put them in the same folder as the original photo. I tend to name my subfolder Edits, or Edited Photos, or Lightroom, or something that just lets me know that's the edited version and not the unedited version of the image. I always tell it to at least give me some kind of rename on my file so that I know that it's not the file that came out of my camera, even if it's just adding an extension with the sequence, so that my images get numbered something like the name of the file and then 1 at the end, just so that they're not named the exact same thing as the file that came out of the camera. If you're somebody who likes custom names, like maybe this is a basketball game, right? You could always be like, 2024, and then the month, and then, William Penn, that's who we're playing against, or something like that. Something that helps you understand what these files or photographs are all about, right? But for now, I'm just going to do file name and then in a sequence. As you continue to go down, you get settings about the image quality. We're going to want to export photographs as JPEGs because JPEG compression, which we'll talk about later, is best, or image compression is best handled with the JPEG codec. So we're just going to go with JPEG. Depending on where you plan to put these photos, you can adjust the quality. If we're going to design these photographs, especially these portraits and then our event photographs, I would say keep them at around at least 90% quality. If you know it's going to be a small little photograph, like maybe for a thumbnail or a profile picture, then you can go down from there. But there's no reason not to just say, give me like a 90% quality photo. If you need to, you can even resize these images. Sometimes where you're exporting these images to, right, they have limits on height and width. So you can say that like this image can't be any greater than 1,000 pixels. Today we don't need to worry about that, but when we start designing images for the newspaper, that's where we're going to need some specific settings on width exporting. Including metadata, you probably do want to remember what you had your camera set to. You can also go in here and add some copyright data, right? So like that, if somebody downloads this photo, it'll always say that this photograph was taken by Andrew Cameron on whatever date. Right, you can go into your settings on Lightroom to edit your copyright data. I think that's under preferences in Lightroom. You can also make sure it removes the location information. Right, if you go and take photos of your house, these cameras will automatically capture GPS data about where the photograph was taken. That can be helpful if you were like going on a trip to Spain and you want to remember all the places you went to. But if you're giving out photographs of your house, maybe you don't want the whole world to know where your house is. So you can remove the location data from that. You can also add a watermark. If you've ever wondered how photographers just slap on their name or something at the bottom of all their photos, you can do a simple copyright watermark, or you can like upload a custom graphic that gets put in the corner of all your photographs. From there, post-processing, you don't need to send them to Photoshop or anything after that unless you do. We're just going to go ahead and say export. So once I've selected my 3 files and then I gave them those settings, if I hop over to my digital design folder, now I have to remember which class I'm in. It must be in my other classes one. You'll see, yep, right here. In my edits folder in the same location my image is imported to, there I have my exported photos, right? So that is really all you need to know about exporting your photographs out of Adobe Lightroom.